Welcome to another Dom and Mike podcast. You're here today with your hosts Dominic
and Mike.
Today we have for you a fairly unusual type of an unboxing video with something fairly unusual. Those who can guess what it is off the bat will get something like 50,000 euro. No, never mind. So we're going to show you the box.
Lollipop, I think, would be good. So this is the box. It came this morning from a website I'm actually not going to give the name of.
Look at that.
So what do you think of the design there, Dominic?
I mean, it's very sort of it's almost like fantasy / medieval. I mean, that kind of it's a bit like kind of Middle-earthy, kind of Mountain Blade or sort of, the Myth franchise or Skyrim or something like that. So we're looking at something that's obviously got a lot of quality to it because of that box, and obviously something that's to do with the sort of medieval genre.
So I suppose will we go ahead and see what's inside?
Fair play. We're going to reposition the camera so we can see what's inside the box.
Okay, so here we go. The weight, light enough. At first I thought it was a dagger of some sort. It was actually sent as a surprise. I've only opened it this morning.
Maybe a bit of pipe, the old Lord of the Rings pipe weed or something.
And here we go.
Oh my gosh, isn't that lovely? Look at that. Wow. Now, that speaks a lot of quality.
Maybe 18th century.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that was... even earlier than that, they'd have been using these kind of things. It must be a replica from the past.
Exactly. So this is
quality
it came in
on
this ribbon. So wrapped up in this ribbon. The detail here, myself and Dominic are planning to do a little more research on it. We're still not quite sure if it's a French replica or perhaps if it's from the English monarchy, but...
That design on the top, some of us think it might be a little bit. I was thinking
similar to the fleur-de-lis. Yes.
It might be some sort of British monarchy kind of a thing in the time of one of the kings who led his men into battle with the big long swords and the muskets. But we'll do a bit of research on that one.
So taking off the bottom.
Yeah, let's have a look at the nib.
And there we have it.
That's what you call a nice stylish fountain pen. If you can zoom in.
Yeah, have we got a good focus on that?
You hold it still, yeah. There we are now.
And it also came with several other nibs, as you can see here.
Yeah,
all different widths.
That one tells me that it would be the standard kind of thing that you write, the big, thick kind of type of font. Whereas these thinner ones, then you're getting into thinner fonts and even illuminations with that really small one nib at the back. That kind of out there would be for the smaller nibs.
Exactly. Now, this piece I like particularly. This is the holder for the pen.
And that does speak of price and quality, doesn't it?
Some people would argue that would be the price of one engagement ring in South London.
Yeah, probably an ordinary engagement ring in South London. And what about the other thing that's in the box?
So what we have here is the container for which you are to put your specified ink into. A lot of people, I think this is more for somebody who's been doing calligraphy for many, many years, and they know their inks very well, Indian inks or Japanese ink.
That's very interesting, because I was going to say there's always a bit of a catch with these things, isn't there? Look at me giving him a bottle with no ink in it, but he's saying you have to know what ink you like before you run into that kind of thing.
This by any means is not a beginner's calligraphy set. This is for somebody who's been doing it a long
More
time.
advanced,
I actually have my own ink upstairs, which I plan on pouring into this later on, and we hope to try out some examples of some lettering and some illuminations. So we're just going to go ahead now and see how the quill itself balances into the holder here. So there we have it.
Yeah, I'm really liking that. Standing really proud and tall and just really looking elegant. It's a beautiful piece. Very enviable.
All the colours very matching as well with the whole set. Highly recommended. And
a beautiful piece altogether. What would your concluding thoughts be on this kind of a thing then?
Well, you were saying earlier you'd like to see a revival of this kind of way of writing.
The whole kind of culture, especially the old scholastics.
Exactly. Some of the 11th century monks even.
Yeah, especially those people that would close themselves away from people and stuff, and they would do writings and things. Just for the fun of it, the sheer kind of the godly joy they got out of it in the piece. That they would actually write for a meditative experience as well as for therapeutic.
They didn't care how long it took, whether a page would take, a few weeks.
I mean, exactly. It wasn't like they were booking tickets for the fun for the next day. They were just going to stay there their whole lives in these little stone buildings. You know, those guys that lived like, you know, all through the Middle Ages, they had brown habits and ropes and things. And,
Exactly.
and they were all over Ireland. Religious monks and stuff, they call them. So I think that was really interesting. And we people in the modern age should get back to those roots. And there's a rich tapestry there that we can really get into and get lots of stuff out of.
There's a phenomenal amount that still has survived. Thankfully, because of the wet climate in Ireland, there are still a lot of bogs that have managed to preserve some of these manuscripts from centuries ago. The Book of Darrow, the Book of Kells, still survives in Trinity College Dublin, if any of you are interested in looking at some of the works that still survive there. We're hoping to recreate with some of these artifacts, some of those old manuscripts that we still have.
So thank you for that, guys. We'll leave a link to the description below to the Book of Kells that Michael just referenced, and hopefully we'll see you in another video with a bit more information about the Quill Pen.
Thanks for watching.
See you later.